Today is July 13, 2024, Saturday at about 10:10 in the morning. This is the morning journal that I do every day. It's been a month and a half. I think only one day or 2 different days I couldn't get a chance where I made the video in the afternoon, but I usually try to make one in the morning. And starting yesterday, as I'm evolving in this process, I started thinking that I will try to follow this formula for myself, because I noticed that that kind of helps, where first I talk about the progress that I may have made. Sometime it could be day after day, if I can find the differentiation. Sometime if I can't figure out the progress in a day, I would like to look back a few months before or something, and then validating the progress that I'm making for myself, because progress is what helps us to keep looking forward and keep making the positive changes. So first I'm talk about that, and then anything else maybe from the day prior or anything else that I want to talk about, and then finally some grounding technique or some mindfulness related things. So basically the first part is about the progress, second just anything that's in my mind, and third mindfulness. And over time I might change that, but anyway, if you watch this video, I talk about using a journal, because I heard from friends even writing down journal also helps, or video, private, public, whichever works. In my case, this is working. This is helping me to stay on track. This is helping me to keep looking towards the positive changes and the transformation in me. So I have been continuing that, and to change our outer world, it is important to change our inner world, because outer world is the reflection of our inner world, if we want to accept it or not, but that's how it works. So anyway, going back to number one, the progress, I think from yesterday to today, one big thing I tried to focus on, and I might continue doing that because they seem to be working. I tried to visualize, because there are a lot of challenges happening, but then I tried to visualize last night, sort of little bit. Actually, in one of the videos I talked about, I just closed my eyes and then tried to visualize the weekend to be good. And I really tried to connect with my subconscious as I was doing that. It was quick, but I think it put my mind a little bit more towards the positive zone, and I was able to stay more positive towards my thoughts and the actions. So when we have positive thinking and positive actions, then our outer reality also reflects that. And like how Abraham Hicks would say, it takes only 17 seconds. So if you have a positive thought, for 17 seconds, it will pull another positive thought. And same thing, if that goes for 17 seconds, that will pull another positive thought. Similarly, I think goes with the negative. If you do negative thought for 17, then the next and the next. Same thing with actions too. So it's important to catch our subconscious autopilot and get it back on track. So I tried the visualization, and I think it really did help. So I'm gonna visualize one more time with couple of deep breaths for today and tomorrow. I might try it actually throughout here and there, because throughout here and there during the day, and I will talk about it in other videos later in the day, also maybe tomorrow, because this really helps us to focus on the positive and staying on the path. Because for us, when we try to change the outer reality through our inner world, nobody else can change it for us. We are the ones who can change our thought. There was a quote from somebody, I can't remember, maybe Eckhart Tolle or somebody, who said that, maybe not him, someone else, but anyway, the quote was that nobody else can make you feel bad without your permission, which is true. A lot of time we think about something, some unpleasant thought, but nobody tells us to do that. They could try to make us feel bad, but it is us who holds on to that thought. Because in Buddhism, they say, let the thought be like clouds, so let it come and go. But what happens is, when it comes, we try to hold on to that, and then we feel bad. Again, like when I had this aha moment, or some revelation when I talk about it, I was just thinking that maybe painting it in different colors, like the good thought some color and the bad thought some color, just in our mind, that may actually, I don't know, that may actually help to let it go or hold on to it. Not necessarily want to hold on to the thought, but you can live the positive more mindfully and enjoy those times more than otherwise normally would. So I don't know what color I would say. I don't know, maybe I might change it later, but for right now, I think if a good thought comes around, maybe we paint it white, and then the bad thought comes around, maybe change it to some dark color, black, and then let it pass. Because with the good and bad, sometimes there is this dark energy and the light, brightness. They talk about that. That's why I kind of ended up thinking of that, and that might help. But whatever helps, ultimately the goal is to let the dark energy pass. And I think as I just started talking about it, I think remembering that any negative energy is dark energy, it's important not to hold on to it. When we put a color to it, that might make it easier. I'm going to try that, and I'm going to talk about it in the upcoming videos to see. In the next few days, I'll try that and see how that works as far as my progress goes in this transformation journey. What other thing I tried? Oh yeah, so as I visualized, I think the way I responded in different things, different situations, I think it was a little bit better, at least in my opinion, than otherwise how I would have reacted or responded in a similar situation. So that's a progress. So I will keep doing that. Yeah, because it's they say there's a quote that I'm a big fan of quotes, so that's why here and there I keep pulling them in. The bucket fills drop by drop. I think there's a saying like that. So to get to a situation where majority of the thoughts are positive and very few negative, because our mind is like that. It's never going to be zero negative, but we just need to figure out a way when the dark energy comes through how to let it pass and not hold on to it. And as we keep practicing it, it's like as the muscle keeps working. So it's almost like when we go to the gym and then we build muscles, and then unfortunately when we stop doing that for a while, then we gain weight. And speaking of that, I do need to lose some weight before the holidays. So anyways, so yeah, we have to continue the practice. That's the consistency is the key. I remember a few months ago I attended a meetup event related to mindfulness. It was really, really good. And I think one of the important points they talked about is the consistency. It's like very similar to our going to the gym and physical body. Our mind is exactly the same. When we have consistent action, positive action, and positive thought, our mind gets into that zone, and then it responds positively because it remembers, because that pathway, neural pathway in our brain gets stronger and stronger. It's almost like the way I want to think of it as like when we do something new, we pave the path in a grassy area, on a lawn or somewhere. If you keep walking on a path, initially it doesn't create the path, but if you keep walking every single day and a path forms, and the grasses kind of tend to die off or becomes dry, and a path forms. And that's the path we are talking about. Similarly, in our brain, as we start thinking positive and take positive action, initially the path is still just the grasses. And then we keep walking on it over and over and over. Then a strong path gets created. So what happens is later on, when a challenging situation happens, we remember that path because we are seeing it every day. But at the same time, same path, if we have not walked on it for 2 years, the grasses comes back and then the path disappears. In some way, the negative gets to be default, because this is how our brains are formed from our long time ago. Many generations, our survival situation, that's how life worked. So you have to keep working on that. So anyway, I think I covered the second one too, to the progress I talked about, and just random things I wanted to talk about, I talked. So I'm going to try some grounding technique, and then I'm planning to go, me and Alice, we are planning to go to Barnes and Nobles. They're in Ashburn, One Loudon downtown area. They have this big bookstore. They also have some kid toy section, so Alice wants to play there. She went there another day with me, and she had lots of fun, and I was working on my computer, applying for a job or something. So I'm going to do something similar, read books, and then she would do that. I check on her in between, and then we're going to do that a little bit. It'll be a little bit of bucket filler, because she and I, she has not been able to do much outdoor stuff because of her arm, but I'm going to visualize that that's going to end soon, and then she and I will have some fun. She wants to really swim, but she can't swim until her arm is fully better. So hopefully that happens soon. Because the other day she was saying that she will forget how to swim if she doesn't practice. She learned about halfway. I would say she can stay up above the water for 30 seconds, maybe a minute sometime. And she needs to practice. Anyway, I'm going to do some grounding technique with my senses. could smell the incense. I think my husband had a sandalwood incense in his room. He's working, so I could smell some of it. I can hear the sound of me talking. I can hear Alice playing downstairs. She's kind of singing and talking to herself as she's playing with her dolls. Maybe she's pretending to be one of the dolls and talking. I hear the sound of the air conditioning. Oh, I can hear the birds. So that's where the mindfulness comes. I normally would not notice the birds chirping at all because it is so quiet with all the other sounds. But now I can hear that. And I can hear Alice's footstep. I don't know if she's coming up or maybe just walking downstairs. And with my eyes, I see all the colors: pink, purple, black, white, brown, red, yellow, orange, blue, all the colors in the room. And as far as the temperature goes, I can feel that it's kind of a little bit on the cold side. And Alice is coming. See, this is my morning mindfulness journal. You're so close to the camera, kid. So I'm doing the game of 5 things by myself and before finishing the video. Yeah, well, I'll just finish up and then we'll go. So yeah, the temperature feels a little bit on the colder side, and I can feel the fabric of the bed. I'm sitting down in the bed as I make this video, and the clothes, and the string, and the necklace. So I feel all of it. And these are the 5 bodily senses, and my mind, I'm really trying to be in the present moment as I try to train my brain to be in the present. And yeah, the birds chirping, that's really, really nice. And when we do this, this actually does take us to the present moment. Yesterday when I went to the Buddha temple, I remember I did this grounding technique there, and I still remember the purple flowers that they had, and the pink lotus bud, which was it was not real, but it was inside the temple, the plastic one, I think. Normally I would not notice that, but I did, and that imprinted in my subconscious. And that's how the mindfulness helps to live every moment mindfully. So we pay attention, because a lot of the positive things in life we take for granted. So when we really pay attention, we feel better. So yeah, hopefully if anybody watches it, you have a wonderful day and a weekend, and hopefully our weekend goes well too. And I will make some shorter videos later in the day, I think. Okay, bye.